The United States has dispatched its highly advanced B-2 Spirit stealth bombers and their elite pilots to the Caribbean theater, with Venezuela emerging as the focal point of attention. The move comes amid escalating tensions in the region, where geopolitical rivalries, military posturing, and growing uncertainty have created a highly volatile environment. The B-2 Spirit, also known as the stealth bomber, is one of the most advanced aircraft in the world. Designed to penetrate sophisticated air defense systems and deliver both conventional and nuclear payloads, its presence alone sends a strong message to adversaries. With only a small number of these bombers in service, each deployment is seen not just as a military maneuver, but also as a political signal of the highest order. Unlike other heavy bombers in the U.S. arsenal, the B-2 Spirit's unique radar-evading design allows it to slip past detection systems, making it a nearly invisible weapon in modern air warfare. Each aircraft is capable of flying intercontinental missions without refueling and can carry a wide range of precision-guided munition. By dispatching these aircraft to the vicinity of Venezuela, the United States is demonstrating its ability to project power across the Western Hemisphere. Analysts note that the deployment also serves as a reminder of Washington's capacity to respond rapidly to crises that threaten regional stability. For the pilots who fly them, operating the B-2 requires years of specialized training and the highest level of discipline, given the aircraft's complexity and the sensitive nature of its missions. Rising tensions in Venezuela. Venezuela has become a flashpoint in recent years as the country grapples with deep political divisions, economic turmoil, and international scrutiny. Its alliances with powers such as Russia, China, and Iran have further complicated the regional balance, prompting Washington and its NATO allies to closely monitor developments. Reports suggest that Russian military advisors and assets have been spotted supporting Venezuelan forces, heightening Western concerns. The arrival of U.S. strategic bombers in the region appears to be a counterbalance to such activities, signaling Washington's determination to maintain dominance in the Americas. A clear deterrent message. The deployment of B-2 Spirit pilots to Venezuela is not just about readiness, it is about deterrence. In military doctrine, deterrence aims to prevent conflict by demonstrating overwhelming capability and the willingness to use it if necessary. The mere presence of stealth bombers can alter the calculations of any adversary, making them think twice before escalating. Defense officials have emphasized that the mission is primarily focused on training, cooperation with regional partners, and ensuring freedom of movement in international airspace. Yet, the symbolism is undeniable. By showcasing one of its most lethal air platforms, the United States is sending a message not only to Venezuela, but also to other powers observing the unfolding situation. Training and preparedness. B-2 pilots represent some of the most elite aviators in the U.S. Air Force. Their missions are typically shrouded in secrecy, and their training emphasizes precision, endurance, and adaptability. Deployments like this allow them to rehearse operations in unfamiliar environments, test logistical support chains, and maintain operational readiness. Exercises in the Caribbean often involve joint drills with regional partners, including Colombia and other allied nations. Such operations are designed to build interoperability, enhance response times, and ensure that U.S. forces can operate seamlessly alongside allies should a crisis erupt. The arrival of B-2 Spirits near Venezuela has not gone unnoticed by the international community. Russia has condemned similar U.S. deployments in the past, labeling them as provocative. China, too, has voiced concerns about military buildups that threaten sovereign nations. Meanwhile, Washington insists that these operations are defensive in nature and aimed at safeguarding democratic principles and stability in the region. Observers warn that the deployment could intensify the security dilemma in the Americas, where each side perceives the other's actions as threats leading to an ongoing cycle of military escalation. However, supporters of the move argue that it reaffirms U.S. commitments to its allies, strengthens deterrence, and ensures that hostile powers cannot establish a stronger foothold in the hemisphere. The U.S. has a long history of projecting power in Latin America, from the Cold War to modern times. Venezuela, with its vast oil reserves and strategic geographic location, has often found itself at the center of these rivalries. The deployment of B-2 bombers recalls echoes of past crises such as the Cuban Missile Crisis, where strategic bombers played a central role in deterrence and signaling. Yet, unlike past decades, today's environment is more complex. Non-state actors, economic instability, and global multipolar competition create a layered set of challenges that cannot be solved by military might alone. Nevertheless, in the language of great power politics, the dispatch of elite stealth bombers remains one of the most powerful tools of statecraft. As B-2 pilots continue their missions in the Caribbean skies, the world watches closely. Their presence underscores not only U.S. military superiority, but also the fragile nature of peace and security in a region where rival powers are increasingly active. Whether this deployment will stabilize the situation or further escalate tensions remains uncertain. What is clear, however, is that the United States has chosen to place one of its most prized strategic assets at the forefront of its response. In doing so, Washington signals that Venezuela, and by extension, the Western Hemisphere, remains a priority in its global security calculus.